So this video is about how to get from no experience at all, or maybe you've been sailing for a couple of days, to being able to skipper for the first time on your own without an instructor on board. Maybe you want to charter a boat in the Mediterranean. Maybe you're buying a boat with a group of friends in the UK and you want to be able to sail a boat comfortably and confidently in the UK in relatively benign conditions. So the qualification which enables you to do that, you don't need a qualification in the UK, but the qualification which we're getting to in this is day skipper. Now, if you're chartering in the Mediterranean or in the Caribbean, the ticket that people are going to want to see is not the day skipper, it's the ICC, the International Certificate of Competence. And the day skipper in the UK, if you get your day skipper through the RAA, it automatically qualifies you for an ICC. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to just say day skipper, but I also mean the ICC. The normal conventional route for doing this is to do your competent crew, which is a 5-day course. You then might need to do a few more miles to get some more experience, and then you do your day skipper theory, and then you do your 5-day day skipper practical course. Now, that's about 15 days of training in total, and that can be dauntingly expensive for people. So we've tried to find ways of making it more cost effective. So what we do, if somebody calls us up and says, I've never been sailing before, I want to get into it, the first thing we say is, let's get you on a start sailing weekend. Now that's a 2-day weekend, and the idea of that is it gives you all the syllabus of the competent crew course is actually covered in that start sailing weekend, and it gets you on board a boat with an instructor, and hopefully it gives you a chance to get a really good feel for it, whether or not you like it. Now, the reason why the RAA say that it has to be a 5-day course for competent crew, and this is quite sensible actually, is that what they're saying is you need to spend 5 days on a boat before you really know whether or not this is what you're into. You're damp, it's cold, you're sleeping in somebody's armpit. It's not everybody's bag. So before you start spending loads of money on loads of sailing courses, the RAA have said, do 5 days at sea before taking us further, which is sensible. But the problem with that, what we find, is that there are more cost-effective ways of doing those extra days at sea. So for example, if you do your start sailing course with us, you could then go and join a sailing club and put yourself up for crew. You could join some Rorke races, Royal Ocean Racing Club. I did loads of miles when I first started sailing with Royal Ocean Racing Club and sailed with some really good skippers. It was a fantastic way of building up some miles. So there's loads of ways of getting that experience. What you won't be able to do at the end of that is get your certificate signed off. But that doesn't matter. You've got the skills. You've got your G158 booklet filled out with the syllabus in, and you've covered those skills. If you do particularly want to get your certificate with us, or you don't have any real way of doing those extra few days at sea, then what we encourage our students to do is, rather than be pottering around Solent for another weekend, we try and get them onto this boat and go voyaging. And we go away for a 3-day cross-channel weekend. So you experience what it's like to be at sea overnight, to do watch keeping, to cook while you're sailing. So you get a really good experience of longer distance sailing. And Practical Sea School is all about voyaging and going to places by sea. So we really want our students to experience that as soon as possible, because we think it's kind of the best bit about sailing. The next thing after that is to start to think about some theory. Now, let's say by then you've got about 200 miles done, which is a really good place to then go on and do your day skipper practical. But before you do your day skipper practical, you need to do some theory. So you need to learn about tides, you need to learn about currents, you need to learn about the coral regs, the weather. All of those things are covered very comprehensively in the RYA day skipper theory course. But the way that course is structured is very much geared towards ease of marking. It's quite, how shall I say, it's quite pernickety in terms of like the level of detail you're expected to work through. Now, this is great for some people. For some people, it doesn't work that well. And that's okay. You don't need to do that course. As long as you've got a good working method to practically be able to do a tidal height calculation or to see how the current is affecting your navigation at sea, and as long as you've got a good working knowledge of the coal regs, you don't need to have that bit of paper saying you've done the theory course. You just need to show that you have those skills. So that's something to bear in mind if you might not like the look, or if you want to save some money on not doing the theory. Unlike the competent crew course, the 5-day practical course for day skipper is very full. There's certainly no way that could be shortened. So for the day skipper course, we normally do it over 2 weekends, 1 3-day weekend, 1 2-day weekend. Now, we do it slightly differently. We do the 2-day weekend on a larger boat, so you get used to reefing on a larger boat. You might do some boat handling on this boat, you almost certainly will, but we keep all the tricky boat handling, all the sail maneuvers, sailing onto mooring buoys, things like that. You will do that on the 3-day weekend with us, and that will be on a smaller boat, on a 30-foot boat. Now that 3-day weekend is also a different ratio. It's at a 3-to-1 ratio, which gives you a lot more chance to be on the helm and to do the drills. I think that just about covers it. Once you've got your day skipper practical, you can apply for your ICC for the RYA, and you can go off, charter your boat in the Med, or go off confidently sailing in the UK in good conditions. I would say if you want to sail in the UK in anything other than pretty benign conditions, you really want to be thinking about getting your coastal skipper qualification, but that will be for another video. I hope that's useful. If you've got any queries, don't hesitate to give us a call. Thank you very much.